I want the Marines to know that this isn't, oh, this is just kind of part of life, and this is, she got what she deserved and she asked for it. This is criminal. This is criminal assault. One sexual assault in the Marine Corps is one too many.
I'm like, well, this will be fun, you know, like it's gonna be rowdy. And I realized that there was a few girls downstairs, and they're all sorts of loud and giggling and flirting and all that stuff. And I'm not one for that. I'm very conservative, first of all, and second of all, it only takes one female to ruin it for the rest. So I went downstairs and I pulled them aside and I said, look, I was like, it is our first night here. You need to stop. Well, we're just having fun. I don't care. I was like, you don't know those guys. They don't know you. You're underage. You don't need to be sitting here flirting around, drinking, doing stuff, and getting yourself into trouble. I felt my rack start shaking. And I'm like, what is she doing? Thinking she's coming up into my bed. So I turn around and I look down towards the foot of my bed to see what she was doing, and it wasn't her. Fear didn't hit me right away. It was kind of like the, you gotta be kidding me kind of thing. And I asked him, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. What's okay? And I said, you need to stop, like now. But then he gets into my bed. And I was like, okay, dude, I don't know who you are. This isn't funny. You need to get out of my bed right now. And he's like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. And he's like starting to rub my legs now. And I could smell alcohol. So I knew he was drunk. I was trying to figure out how to get him out of my bed without hurting either one of us. And as he got higher and higher up my leg, he started rubbing my thigh, and that's when fear set in. I was like, he's not going to stop. And he took from his wrist to his elbow, so the main part of his forearm, put it across the small of my back, and kind of leaned on me and pushed me down. I didn't think I was gonna win. I wasn't gonna roll over and try to fight him and expose my front, because that gives him the advantage. He came up and around my butt and between my legs and back down, and I was like, I can't do this on my own. And I yelled to my roommate, and she heard me, but at the same time, she was already walking in. So it's kind of like a coincidence. And so she walked in and she goes, what the hell is going on? And I just laid there, and he goes, no, it's okay. I got it. I promise. I got it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm like, get out, please. Get off of me. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. She goes back outside and grabs Lance Corporal and says, hey, you need to come in and get your friend and get him the hell out of here before something stupid happens. As soon as he got off my bed, I flipped. I did a 180. I turned the other way, and I was all the way up against the wall. He went to the middle of the room, and he put his shoes back on, and as he's leaving, he turns around, looks at me, and goes, fuck it, I didn't need it anyway, and left the room.
And I was feeling sick because I had drank too much. So I was sitting, and my friends were over talking to their other friends. So he was like, oh, I just live a few blocks away. You can go ahead and stay at my... He said you can just stay at my place. And he convinced me that he knew my friends. And my friend said, oh, yeah, just go ahead, go with him. You'll be fine. They were drinking, too. So I think their judgments were also kind of hindered by that. And so I go with him, and I go lay on the couch, because at that point I just want to go to sleep. And he brings me out a glass of water. He has a little white pill with him. He's like, here, take this, you'll feel better. It's an Advil, Motrin, Tylenol. I lay down, back down on the couch, and he comes, lays down next to me. He touches my leg, and he's like, is it okay if I touch you? I'm like, no, please don't. I just want to go to sleep. Please don't touch me. He stops, and he goes away. And then after that, I fall asleep. And that's when I start to go in and out of consciousness. And between those moments of consciousness, I can feel him. He's manipulating my body because I'm pretty much in a state of vegetation. So he has to move my body so that he can do what he was doing to me. And I wake up the next morning, and I just grab my stuff real quick, and I leave. I was in like a state of shock. I knew just from, because I keep up with all the true crime stories, so I know all that it can happen. And I definitely did not follow some basic instincts at night, but at the same time, I can't blame myself.
I was 19. I went to a party, and with all my friends that I always hang out with all the time, the same group of people, and we're sitting there, we're drinking, we're having a good time. Yes, underage, I know. But I guess one of my drink was spiked. I completely blacked out, and I remember a little bit of waking up, kind of like in and out during, and I just kept saying no, and I'm like no, and then it passed back out, and then I came to the next morning, and one of my best friends was right there, and she was asleep, and she didn't do nothing to stop any of it, nothing. I think it took me a long time to realize what had happened. Like waking up in different clothes and clothes on backwards and in the total different area of the house wasn't enough. I didn't want to believe that it happened. I only remember certain aspects of the night, so I knew something had happened, and I didn't want to believe it. I just didn't want to believe that my friends would stand by and let it happen. And so I think that's part of the reason why I haven't wanted to deal with it. You can never get back what was taken. And that's just something that you have to somehow overcome.